Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today this video will be about the basics or the essentials that you need regardless for a PvP or PvE. So I will be talking about the Stigmas, the Daevanion Skills, the Cubelets, and the Transformation Contracts. So I'm gonna assume that you're a completely new player or returning player and you do not know what these things are. So for starters, I want to talk about the stigmas. So when you were leveling, you probably saw that you got some stigmas, which are here. Now, stigmas are additional skills, so that means that you can have additional skills in your skill bar. What do stigmas do? They actually define what your spec is. So for instance, I am a cleric and I got all DPS stigmas. Now I want to be a healing cleric, of course, because that's what a cleric is. Normally you heal. So you want to get other stigmas so that you can get this to build the spec that you want to be. So where do you get these stigmas? They have made it pretty hard for new players or returning players that don't have any stigmas. So it's gonna be a hard, long road. So there are three ways. There are three ways to get stigmas. The first way is to just buy them here on the broker. So you can just go to skill related stigma, pick your class, and then you can buy them. Another way is to go to the gold sand shop and go to the gold ingots tab. And then you will see that there's a stigma bundle right here for 9 gold ingots. This means that a stigma costs 11.7 million kina because one gold ingot costs 1.3 million kina. So it all depends on what you want. I think if you want to buy them, you'll have to look here and see if it's under 11.7 million. For instance, I really want Ripple of Purification, which is a really good skill, so I would be more inclined to buy this one as soon as I have the kina. Another way that you can get stigmas is by participating in Kamar Battlefield, which is an instance dungeon. And you can get it as a reward, I think, if you win. So, and I think it's not always the case. And you can just participate when it's up. So it's closed right now. It's only on Saturday. So yeah, that's how you get stigmas. Once you get the stigmas you want, or you have one stigma that you really want to keep, you need to plus them up. So you need to upgrade them. So that's what people say when they say that they want to buy a certain stigma plus 8 or plus 9. That is the reason why. There are two ways that you can upgrade your stigmas. The first one is stigma on stigma. So as I said before, like a Ripple of Purification, you can upgrade that one by putting another Ripple of Purification over it. So you talk to a Stigma Master, you do Enhanced Stigma Stone, you pick a Stigma, and then you just put another Stigma here. If you put here the Stigma that you want to plus up, so this could become +1, +2, +3, +4, and so on, and this should be, you know, like another Stigma. I don't like that method because I have bad RNG, so if it fails, it will break both your Stigma stones. So I don't use that method. Another method is to get the Stigma enchantment stones. This will give you one Stigma enchantment stone for 10 gold ingots, but if you use these, the success rate is a bit lower, but if it fails, it will only make your stigma drop a level or stay the same if you're very lucky. So it's a much safer way to plussing them. When you plus them, you can, like if they are all +9, you will unlock an additional stigma slot for a normal stigma. Then if you make everything +12, you unlock the other 2. So that's it for stigmas. If there is something unclear, please tell me down below and I will be happy to answer your questions. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the Daevanion Skills. And this is fairly new. This came into the game with 6.0. And they used to drop in instances. They still drop in instances except for Narakali, or if you're playing on an A BOS. So they drop everywhere, but the Shugo only drops 1 box and everyone has to roll for it, so chances of you getting it are pretty slim unless you have a high roll. Another way to get Daevanion Skills is again the gold ingot shop, but as you can see the price is pretty steep, so I would not recommend doing it that way. Another way of getting the Stigma, the Daevanion skill boxes is by talking to this NPC, Vanu. So if you talk to her, you can buy 6 of these Daevanion Wisdom Insignias. So you buy 6 of those, and then you go to your magical crafting, which is if you press Shift plus K, you just go to magical crafting. And then you have a legendary Daevanion skill chest that you can craft if you have 6 of those and 100 Genesis crystals. These Genesis crystals, I will explain more of them when I'm making my video about PvP gear, but for now I will shortly say that if you complete the quests in the garrisons or the artifacts, that you will get Genesis crystals. So yeah. Another way to get them is by morphing them. So again, Shift plus K, morph, and you can see here that you can craft it with certain mats, but again, you will need 3 Daevanion skill chests to transform it into the legendary. These are the ones that you get from the Shugo in the instances in Lacrum, by the way. So when you get your Daevanion skills, what happens? So you press K for your skills, you know where all your skills are, you go to Daevanion skill, and if you have one, like this one here, it will become this one. So this is what changed in my skill bar. So this was the original, this one, that was my original one, and then it changed into that one because it's slightly better. This one stuns instead of only dealing damage. So that is what happens here. So what happens if you get a Daevanion skill that you already have? So I have an extra here, so only with the ancient Daevanion skills, what you can do with them is you can keep them, and if you have 3 others, so 4 in total, you can actually fuse them together and hopefully you get a new skill. If you get the same legendary skills, you can put them in here and then you can enchant them, you know, like upgrade them like we do with the stigmas. So yeah, that's for the Daevanion skills. Another thing that influences your stats are your cubes. So our cubelets, here we go. So those are just cubes that you find all throughout Lacrum. The quest giver here gives you 4 repeatable quests that you can complete 4 times, and they will give you 6 bronze cubelets, 6 bronze pouches with cubelets in for you to open. So that is pretty much grindy, the cubelets, and there's actually a lot of things that you can that you have to do to get them. Like you have to do your weekly Lacrum quests. You have to do your instances, the leader bosses, world bosses. They all drop the cubes. So it's just something that happens during the game. Like, I mean, it's not like you can like farm them, but it's gonna take a long time, so you better just play the game, but then at least now you know what cubes are and what they do. Then there's another thing about the Ereshkigal cubes. You get those in the Pandora thingies, like you saw on my screen earlier. That Pandora was happening. For Asmodean, it's over here, and it's pretty much the same, I think, on the Ilias side where they're located. So you just get these rifts that appear. This one is the PvP one, if it wants to show it. Okay. Rip. But yeah, there's 2. So that one, oh, there we go. That is the PvP one. And that's the PvE one. So when you do the PvE one, you will get the cubes. All right, so the last thing that I want to talk about in this video is the transformation contracts. So transformation contracts, they basically work like the old scrolls that we used to have, like with running speed and casting speed and everything. So they give you temporary extra stats. They work in two different ways. So first of all, you have transformation contracts. They will give you a certain type of transformation. Then if you have a certain type of transformation, you need to buy transformation scrolls to actually use the transformation. So this enables your transformation and this allows you to transform into it. So how do you get the contracts? As you can see, you can again buy it on the gold sand shop. You can get in the EU servers, you can get a free one. I think 2 free ones. Let's see. Yeah, you get 2 free ones of those contracts, and you can also, like buy them if you want to. Another way to get them are events. So that's how you get contracts. Another way of unlocking more of these is if you have doubles. Like I don't think I have any doubles. No, I don't. So if you have doubles, there will be like a little number up here. It will say ×2, but you can just go to fusion and then it will tell you how much you have, and then you can just like fuse them together and hopefully you get a new one. Works a bit like those Daevanion Skills. So for your scrolls, these ones that make you transform, like this, pretty. You can do Luna. It could be like one of the rewards. I don't always get them, even though I always get S rank. So yeah, it's just a random reward. Another way is again the cash or the gold sand shop. As you can see here, you can buy them. I think you can buy them as well here. No. So that is what you can get. And sometimes they reward them if you kill the boss in the instances, except for BOS or Narakili. So that's everything that I wanted to say. There are other things that you can focus on, like magical crafting and essence tapping. However, to explain all of that, how you do that, it's gonna be another video if you guys are interested in that. In the next video, I will talk about how you can get your PvP gear the fastest way possible, how to upgrade them, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. All right, bye bye.